Trying to connect. Hey guys, it's Elda. We're going live in San Antonio, and I want to show you everybody that's here. Say hi, everyone. Hi. Say hi. Yay. Okay, all right, we're going to start right now. Thank you so much for joining. Yada, yada. This thing is... Okay. All right. Let me see if my head's cut off. No, I think it's good. Okay, guys. Thank you so much, everybody. My name is Elda Peters, and this is my home, and I'm so happy and honored and blessed to have you all here. I know almost everybody in the room. I'm really, really grateful for everybody that's on our team here in Texas. I feel so blessed to be able to walk this journey with you, and you all know who you are, everybody that's already on our team. It's just been a blessing how God has brought the most amazing people back in my life, and people that I've known for 20-something years. Our daughters did gymnastics together, friends for over 20 years, and it's just been a blessing, and I'm so grateful, first and foremost to Jesus for blessing me with everything that I have in my life, my children, my family, my health, and now this journey. And so anyway, so I just wanted to thank you and the guests that are here. I want you all to know that I'm so just so grateful that you took time out of your evening to be with us tonight and to spend I know it's a little bit more than an hour. I always say it's only an hour, but a little bit more than an hour. But I really think you'll find a lot of value in this presentation and what you're going to learn. This man, Rick Gutman, we are so honored to have him here again in Texas. And this is a blessing. This is the third time he's been in San Antonio, you guys. And for those of you that are watching, and if you're not here, you should be here. So it's an honor, and I know I keep saying that, but I can't stress it enough. He is a servant leader. He has a massive team, a massive organization. He's been enormously successful in network marketing for over 12 years. Multi-millionaire. I know he doesn't like me to say that, but I don't care. And I am just, he is a leader, a servant leader. There's no other word for it. He is here to help all of us grow our business, those of us that are already part of his organization, and then show you, the ones that are guests, why we are all here, and why someone like him has decided that this is the right company, that Viseo is the right company, the right time, the right products. And so let's get started.
Sure.
Rick Gutman!
I feel kind of weird standing up, you know? Like I just needed a stool or something.
He's usually in his truck yelling at us.
What'd you say?
He's usually in his truck
I
yelling
know. I feel uncomfortable if I'm not in my truck.
Do you want to do the presentation?
You want to go ahead and play that first?
It's
Okay, good.
Yeah. Well, actually, now it's not mirrored. Hold on. Okay. Okay, it's gonna work. Okay, there it is. All right. Come on. There we go.
All the time, people come up to me and say, Dallin, you've created companies, amazing products, helped change people's lives. You've achieved success, so why are you creating another company? Why Viseo? And I share with them that the reason Carrie and I founded Viseo, our why, is to improve every aspect of people's lives on a massive scale. We want to go bless 1 million lives.
At Viseo, we're attracting leaders and customers from all over the globe. Why? Because our top priority is to deliver solutions for all areas of life: health, wealth, family, and lifestyle. These solutions are real, and they can make a real difference in your life and the lives of those you care about. We are building a legacy company, one that will bless the lives of generations to come. Viseo is built on 5 key pillars proven time and again to create a lifetime of success. This is the perfect platform that allows you to make your visions a reality. So, what are these pillars? Let's take a look at number 1, world-class leadership. When you're deciding which company to partner with, it is important to align yourself with a team that has a proven and established track record. That's why Viseo boasts world-class leadership, headlined by Dallin Larson. Widely recognized as one of the industry's top leaders, Dallin has been a central figure in the mega success of 2 billion-dollar companies. His accomplishments include being recognized top 50 fastest growing companies, an Ernst & Young Entrepreneur of the Year winner, the Utah CEO of the Year, and the list goes on. But here's the thing, he's not finished. He and Carrie are dedicated to making Viseo their final and most compelling legacy endeavor by touching the lives of millions around the world. To accomplish his vision, Dallin spent significant time and resources searching for a disruptive service, product, or technology that could tangibly change lives. When you take oral supplements, they get broken down and even destroyed as they make their way through the destructive elements of the digestive tract, resulting in the nutrients of these so-called supplements not reaching our body's cells and therefore providing little to no benefit. However, science now indicates there are ways to help protect nutrients as they move through the body. The Larsons and their team have discovered that there are clinically proven processes which allow nutrients and ingredients to be absorbed more effectively into the body. One very effective and unique process used by pharmaceutical companies utilizes liposome technology. Liposomes are double-layered bubbles, or spheres, comprised of beneficial fats that the body recognizes as nutrition and allows the nutrient to be absorbed into the cells at much more effective rates than traditional supplements. This is Viseo's advanced delivery technology. Nutrients encapsulated in liposomes are in a form that allows them to pass through the harsh environment of the digestive system intact and to be delivered where they are needed most. At Viseo, we are all about delivering solutions. With each of our unique formulas, we determine which delivery system will provide maximum absorption and bioavailability. With plant extracts, liposomes provide the most effective delivery system, whereas with whole food ingredients, an enzyme delivery technology is preferred. And why? Because enzymes break down whole food nutrients to their smallest component, allowing for maximum absorption. And remember, it's not what you eat, it's what you absorb. Viseo will always offer products utilizing the most effective delivery system for maximizing absorption. This is the good news your body has been waiting for. So where can you get this groundbreaking technology? It's delivered through Viseo's MicroLife products. MicroLife products address a wide array of key health concerns, including brain and sleep support, weight management, joint health, energy, and overall nutrition. Core Complete is formulated to fill nutritional gaps and establish a firm health foundation. It features non-GMO whole foods like omegas 3, 5, 7, and 9 from Norwegian salmon, as well as probiotics, phytonutrients, digestive enzymes, superfruits, green foods, amino acids, vitamins, and minerals. All this with no binders, fillers, or synthetics. Going to the store and purchasing each ingredient individually would cost you over $300, but with Core Complete, it costs you as little as $64.95, an extraordinary value. At Viseo, we believe every person on the planet should be on Core Complete. It should be at the core of your daily nutritional program. V-Slim is a simple weight management solution featuring powerful and scientifically validated ingredients exclusive only to Viseo that helps boost metabolism and curb your appetite, all while supporting healthy blood sugar levels. Simply mix with water 30 minutes before a meal. Losing weight has never been this easy. Viseo's solution to healthy energy is called V3. V3 utilizes key ingredients like green tea and adaptogenic herbs to promote a new class of sustained energy and mood enhancement like you've never enjoyed until now. And at Viseo, we never use sucralose or other artificial sweeteners to flavor our products. That's why V3 and V Slim are flavored with all natural sweeteners such as honey granules and cane sugar. Renew helps support the body's natural inflammatory response, helps protect from free radical damage, helps increase mobility, and supports healthy cartilage and joint function. Over 60% of Americans struggle to get a restful night's sleep. Viseo Sleep product is designed to help optimize your body's natural sleep mechanisms and reduce stress, enabling you to experience the best sleep of your life. The clinically proven ingredients contained in Viseo's Neuro are formulated to help elevate cognitive function and to help balance mood and stress. What do you get when you combine these disruptive products and technologies with extraordinary leadership and a profitable growing industry? The opportunity to bless your life as well as the lives of others. Advances in social media and other technologies have even further increased the versatility and potential of this exciting business. Innovative microlife products and Viseo's one-of-a-kind leadership ensure that Viseo is perfectly poised to experience exponential growth. With Viseo, now is the ideal time to begin creating the life you've been dreaming of. The next pillar that makes Viseo unique is our generous rewards plan. As you share the Viseo products, you will enjoy the potential of earning an additional stream of income. Whether it's an extra $500 to $1,000 a month or more, the Viseo rewards plan is built for both immediate and long-term success. Our industry-leading rewards plan features a variety of bonuses, commissions, and all-expense-paid lifestyle trips. Viseo's reward plan is already transforming the financial lives of thousands around the globe. Dallin and Carrie invite all who participate in Viseo to become a blessing in the lives of those who are less fortunate. At Viseo, our mission is about doing significant things for others, not just about working towards financial freedom for ourselves. Contaminated drinking water is a staggering problem in many impoverished lands. Waterborne diseases take the lives of over 2,000 children under the age of 5 every day in Africa alone. So, in partnership with Hearts and Hands for Humanity, we take members of the Viseo family on expedition trips to these African villages to help drill wells and provide clean drinking water where previously clean water wasn't available. We simultaneously give these children other precious human needs, our time and our love. We invite you to join us as we bless the lives of 1 million kids using both our hearts and our hands. It's not every day all these elements converge into one amazing opportunity. This is how we are creating a legacy company. Viseo's desire is to make all of this and more a reality for generations to come.
In my nearly 30 years in this profession, I have never seen all of the pieces come together like I have with Viseo. The science, the products, our leadership, the rewards plan, and finally, our humanitarian efforts in partnership with Hearts and Hands for Humanity. And why we plan on leading this organization for the rest of our lives.
We chose to come out of retirement because there's nothing more fulfilling than blessing people and helping create a culture of significance.
My message to the world would simply be this. If you are looking for more meaning and significance in your life, come join us. We would love to have you be a part of our Viseo family, and we look forward to saying, welcome home.
Good job. Well done. I've had 73s and I'm ready to go. Just kidding. Not really. We have Overcome Nation team on the line there. What's up, team?
We're live right now.
Overcome Nation. Okay. So, a couple of things that I want to say. I never get sick of watching this video. Just because I have so much history with Dallin Larson. I always wanted to work with him again. I worked with him in my very first network marketing company. It was called Mona B. And I was really new in the industry. but my background was like in real estate, and I spent 5 years with Robert Kiyosaki, the author of the Rich Dad Poor Dad book, and I had businesses since I was 17 years old. All my businesses owned me. And my friend was making $100,000 a month. Robert Kiyosaki introduced me to him 2 years prior to that. And so when I stepped into the industry, and I'll get a little bit about my history in a second here, but when I stepped into it, I heard Dallin Larson say that if it's just about the money, it's not enough. And I had spent 9 years on the mission field, and so being out there and working with people and serving and seeing how people live and how they go to the bathroom in the same water that they drink out of, the same water that they wash their dishes in, and it's just horrific. I mean, I used to say when I'd come back home to the States, I literally wanted to kiss the ground, because you could be living under a bridge here, and it was way better than the way they lived in the Middle East. And I'm so proud after here I am 12 years later, and Dallin Larson still just continues to get better and better and better. He has such a heart for people, and it's not a gimmick. And I've been a part of companies where I saw that, because I was exposed to the best, which was him. And then when I worked with other companies, when he went into retirement, it became very obvious to me that he was a very unique individual, I mean, he's like second to my father, who my dad was my best friend before he passed away. Like, Dallin Larson is like that second person in my life where I've learned from, and it's not a coincidence. To me, he's like a king, and he doesn't do it in a way to where it's about money. He like serves the people, and God just blesses him. He's built 2 companies and taken to $1 billion in sales. And when he said he was going to step out and do this again, I wanted to be a part of it. And I was already in retirement. And I thought, I saw a video similar to this. He and his wife, Carrie, put a video out, and they said his opening line was, we didn't want to bury our gifts. And I thought, well, I don't want to bury my gift either. I want to get out there and I want to do it again, and I'm so thankful. But when I see that video, the hearts and hands, I want to say, so I'm so fired up, and it looks kind of stupid because I'm yelling at Overcome Nation, but I'm so proud of our team. We've paid for, just our team alone, we've paid for 2 Hearts and Hands wells, water wells for these children, for those of you that are just from our team alone. Right? And next week, possibly, we'll have enough to have our 3rd well. That would be a well a month. Right? And some of you may not know, but 2,200 children die a day from the ages of 5 and younger in Africa. We're focusing on Africa and specifically Tanzania right now. But they die from dirty water, poisonous water. And one well brings in water for like 22,000 people in a village. Right? So that means, so far, we're taking care of 44,000 people on a daily basis just from what you guys contributed, right, to our own well. I mean, that's a big, big deal, and it's a huge part of who I am, because I feel like people always want to try to pick me apart. Like, how come I've been able to prosper through the years? And believe me, I've made more mistakes than anyone I've known. I've made millions. I've lost millions. I got back up and did it all over again. And I've been humbled, more times than I can count. Okay? I'm just a regular guy who loves people, loves God. I love business, and I'm a fighter, right? But I love to teach people how to win. And so when people pick me apart and want to know like how I've had the success that I have, I want to tell you, as honest as I possibly can, I know how to give. Right? And it was one of the things that I learned, and I'm here to preach, but I learned how to give from the Bible. And it was like the one thing, the fabric that put everything together for me. And I didn't just have success, I had prosperity. Right? Because you can have success, no doubt. Right? But prosperity is different. Right? Success says, look at my house, look at my Lamborghini, look at my money, look at my watch. Right? Look at my jet. Prosperity says, look at my family. Look at my relationships, right? Look at the peace that I have. Look at my walk with God, and it still has everything else as well. That's prosperity. That's when your soul is prospering, where you have like divine peace. And so, if I can do a rewind here, when I stepped into the industry, my businesses owned me. I did extremely well during the real estate boom. I rarely found somebody in the real estate boom that did not do well, right? Because the trend is your friend, right? Find the trend, get involved in it, and you can accelerate in your income and your ability to earn a substantial income. And I had a mentor that was worth about $50 million. He taught me the diamond and gemstone industry. He taught me how to buy land and subdivide it. He taught me how to get a hold of income-producing properties. He taught me how to do it without leveraging banks and all of that. And I was teachable. I was coachable. And when I came across network marketing, I had been so exposed to traditional business for so long, brick and mortar businesses for so long, that when I saw my friend making $100,000 a month and they didn't have any trucks, they didn't have any inventory, very little inventory, no warehouses, no employees, and which meant for me like no payroll, taxed at the lowest percentage, doing business across the country and in Australia and in New Zealand and in Singapore, I was envious because I had brick and mortar, right? And I want to, and I know I'm skipping around here, but I want to kind of paint an abstract picture, if I could say it like this. I normally don't teach like this. I normally go in one flow, but I want to point something out. Viseo is a disruptor in the marketplace. When you look at, say, Airbnb they've completely disrupted the hotel industry, right? And they are now the largest provider of overnight stays in the world, and they don't own a hotel, and they don't own any real estate. Now, guys, I want you to really tune in, especially if you've never been exposed to this big business before. This could change your life, okay? And it's not, I'm giving you revelation, not necessarily a pitch for like, get in and buy my products. I'm not about that, okay? I'm a teacher. I want to tell you why I saw it and why it's been good for me. So look at Uber, right? Uber is now the #1 transportation provider in the United States. They don't own one car. They don't own one vehicle. Intangible asset. 80% of the way they earn their income is intangible. It's not brick and mortar. Okay? What did they do? They completely disrupted the taxi industry. 140 years the taxi service has been around. They're horse and buggy, right? They've literally turned it on its head, right? And then you look at Amazon, right? Nobody would have thought that when Jeff Bezos started, Amazon Books, and then in the 1990s, or I think it was late 86 or something like that, that he would end up building a company that would be larger than Walmart. And guess what? It's not brick and mortar. So he's completely disrupted the department store industry, right? Just like Airbnb has disrupted the hotel industry, Uber has disrupted the car industry. What Viseo has done and is doing, and nobody even knows about us yet, is we're completely disrupting the supplement industry, right? You take supplements, obviously. I can see you work out. We have a lot of people here that love to be in shape, right? We want to live well, or we want to change our diets. We want to change our eating habits. Do you know that in the supplement industry, you're lucky to absorb 15 to 20% of that vitamin that you're taking? 15 to 20%. Maybe you're spending $100 on vitamins, and you're getting $15 in value. Why would you want to do that? So when you consume Viseo's products, because of the liposome technology that you saw in the video, you're absorbing 90%. You guys have probably heard many times, you are what you eat. Now it's no longer that, it's you are what you absorb. So Viseo is, and if you're not absorbing it, you're not getting it. I was just talking with Moises. Am I saying it right?
Yes.
Right in the back, and he's been involved in holistic, has a holistic background and all of that. And we talked about preventive maintenance. And it's amazing if you just pay attention and eat the right stuff and have the right wellness products, you can save yourself from so many things as you get older, right? Because in your youth, it's almost like you're immortal, right? You feel like, I'm never going to get sick, I'm never going to get old, and I'm telling you, I'm not sick yet. But I'm getting old, and I don't like it, right?
Wait, I want to say something. There's actually an article that I just read that says you can even reverse it if you start eating right and supplementing right. You can even reverse like arthrosclerosis and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So I thought that was
Yeah.
fascinating.
Well, so, and I don't know much about that, but I will say that as you're doing that in your youth, you're literally, and you're not paying attention. It's like borrowing against the debt, borrowing against your old age as you get older and older, right? As you know, insurance goes higher and higher as you get older for a reason, right? So I was attracted. Everything that I share here is from a business perspective, and this is what's worked for me. I found I'm going to point out some holes in the marketplace. I'm going to point out some holes in what I see in our industry. 95% of the people that I see out there in the network marketing industry, which brings in $250 billion a year now, $250 billion with a B, and it pays out $250 million a day in commissions. It's not going away. It's going to continue to increase and get better and better and better, right? Because it fits right in within what is happening within business today. Everything I pointed out with the other intangible businesses, is it any different if I come to you and I say, let me show you how to build a big business, a global distribution business with no trucks, very little inventory, no warehouses, no employees? Does that sound just like the other disruptors? 100%. But there's such a lack of understanding out there. I found that most people don't know how to communicate the industry. They don't know how to communicate the brand. And when I spent 5 years with Kiyosaki, he taught me how to really communicate whatever the brand is or the industry that I'm in. And so when I stepped into network marketing, within 15 months I had almost a $2 million a year income. It wasn't that I was so great. It was, the only difference was that I saw this industry through the eyes of a business person, through an entrepreneur, right? I like to say that entrepreneurs operate in a world that nobody else sees. That's why they always win. How many friends do we have that you're like, everything that so-and-so, touches always turns to gold, right? But we explain it away like it's for them and it's not for us. And that's a lie. Most of those people that are like that, either they're self-driven, they're entrepreneurial, right? What are the makings of an entrepreneur? Ambition, belief, and courage. But they get educated and they have sight for the day. They see something that's different and they go, that's a great idea. And then they have vision for the journey. And so when I came into this business, I saw it through the business perspective and I thought, why don't I just go to small business owners? Why am I going after anyone I can just push around and getting them into the business? Why don't I go after people of influence, like a general? Go get the general, and the general brings in all the troops. So I was able to go really, really fast. And so I built a career, a 12-year career. I've made millions in the industry. I love this industry, but more importantly, I love people. I love teaching them things they don't know about business, stuff that cost me $500,000 in mentorship. I give to my team, my Overcome Nation team, for free. And so as I think I was telling Karen, are you Karen? Okay, we were talking last night. I'm glad you're here.
In pajamas.
Yeah. In pajamas, yeah. I was in my pajamas too. Yeah. So that's my train of thought. But thanks, Karen. So after 10 years, I found that I had to travel a lot. Now, you may think that I travel a lot. Now, I really don't. I do. I build right here. If you look at Facebook Lives that are happening here, I don't know, there may be 500, maybe 1,000 people or whatever that are watching, because each one of you have a network, right? We couldn't do that before. We couldn't do that 20 years ago. Couldn't even do that 10 years ago. So I found that I was traveling a lot. I still built $20, $30, $40 million distribution businesses in many countries, 7 different countries. But I was getting tired. That's what I was telling Karen last night. I got burned out. 10 days a month teaching, and I couldn't layer everything that I knew. Because I've been here 3 or 4 times. If it wasn't for my ability to be able to teach right there on these phones, because the world is in your phone now, if it wasn't for that ability, my team wouldn't continue to grow and develop leadership. Right? That's what you want to do. You're combining networks and building influence and teaching people how to take their life back and earn the incomes that they want. So I couldn't do that, so I retired. After 10 years, I was done. And so when Dallin said he was coming back in, it gave me reason to dig back in, and it gave me reason to really look into it and see, okay, how can I leverage my time? I want to bring the terms to myself. I don't want to live on the road. I want to be able to teach people. I want to pour into them. I want to teach them every single trade secret that I've ever learned in this industry and in business, and everything I learned from Kiyosaki and Sharon Lechter and many others. And right there, Facebook Live, right? I was able to find a way where I can be with everybody 3 nights a week for an hour and pour into them, like layer after layer after layer on how to build a business, okay? Now, I want to make this point. Most of us, we have friends, I'll just say it like this. People don't think twice about spending $50,000 or more on traditional education, getting a degree, right? With hopes of getting a job that would pay them $80,000 to $150,000 a year. Yet in the network marketing industry, this industry can teach you how to make $1 million a year or $1 million a month. And there's no education. Nobody's teaching it. Every network marketing company has its own system. Okay? People make money. Systems create wealth. If you don't already know that, write it down. Because you need a system. Okay? Don't get a job, get a system. That's the philosophy of the rich. Don't get a job, get a system. All these companies have systems. However, I found that out of every 100 people that enroll, only 2 to 10 stay. So that means for every 100 people, 90 of them are leaving after 90 days. To me, now in any business, it's like that. It's always the 2% that make all the money in everything. 2% of Hollywood, 2% of real estate, 2% network marketing, right? All of that. But I thought, what if I could challenge that? What if I could change that? What if I could create more value for my team and I could really give people a real financial educational system, right? Real business acumen, real financial literacy, real know-how, and the whole mindset of literally, because this is the battlefield right here, to believe in yourself, to overcome your fears, to believe in yourself when nobody else does, to get over social fear, right? Oh, I'm in network marketing. What are people going to say? Right? I am so puffed up when it comes to network marketing. It's the greatest method of wealth creation on the planet. But the only reason why I know that and so many others don't is that I've been doing business for so long the hard way, the difficult way. Now I can just put it, I can lay it out in 5 or 10 minutes and say it in a way where people go, damn, I did not know network marketing was like this, right? And I'll share a little bit of that with you. And so I founded Overcome Nation. It's a business school where I teach live. And because of that, my retention is not 2 to 10%. From week to week, it changes from like 78% to 94%. After 15 months, try doing that in network marketing. Anyone who's been in this industry long enough will tell you that's like practically, most people think that's impossible. I would have thought it was impossible if we weren't already doing that. Why is that happening? Because I'm teaching people how to speak the language of business. Because in our industry, the people that end up changing your business are those that believe in their dream. They're motivated. They want to build a large network. Remember this, if you haven't written it down already, I've said it 1,000 times in the way I teach, your network is your net worth. In this day and age, your network is your net worth. If you have 5,000 people on Instagram or 5,000 people on Facebook, then your network is 5,000 or 10,000. A good 10% of those people don't like what they do. 80% of the population in the United States are not happy with their job. 73,000 people a day go online looking for a business opportunity, something different. Why? Because they're not happy. And to me, I kind of see things from a different perspective, and maybe it's a little bit spooky for some, but I think, isn't that just like God? Like, there's always like a hidden door. It's like only the humble can see things that other people don't see sometimes, right? My mom used to say, Ricky, if somebody has something better than you, don't laugh at it, don't mock it, don't get jealous of it, go get it. And I've been like that my whole young life. And most people don't know the power of network marketing. And many intellectual people are arrogant enough to go, oh, that's below me. That stuff. What's wrong with that guy? Why can't he get a real job? So you have two different perspectives. Yet they're always shocked when you can show them an income like, I made $63,000 last week. What did you make? That's when they're like, WTF, right? Can I just say it like that? Listen, I'm not an optimist, I'm not a pessimist, I'm a realist. And once in a while, I'm also going to say some things that you're going to go like, what did he just say? I thought he believed in Jesus. I do. But sometimes I got to make the point, okay? So I'm not here to BS. I'm here to give you the truth, okay? Okay? So here's the thing, is that most of the world don't understand the power of this industry. And I feel like it's like the humble at heart. The humble at heart see things that other people don't see. And so when you gain in financial education and you start seeing things that you didn't see before because they didn't teach you a good business model from a bad business model, and our school system has been teaching us to go to school, get good grades, get a good job with benefits, so we become employees, right? Then we don't know it. We've always become what we've heard in the house. When I spent time with Kiyosaki, he would have us write a list of all the people in our life that were successful, right? So we wrote down like most of the people that we grew up with, our mother, our brother, our sisters, our father, and all that. And he'd say, did any of them have 500 employees or more? And almost every single one of us were like, no. He goes, well, that's why you don't know how a person that's worth 50 or 60 or $100 million thinks. How would you know? You became what you heard in the house. Where do you get that? Where would you get that education? And he would say there's a poor person on the inside of you, a middle class person on the inside of you, and a rich person on the inside of you. And he'd say it's up to you to develop the one that you want to come out. But where would you go? How much would you pay for it? If it wasn't for real estate, I couldn't afford to be mentored, or go to his classes, his book studies, and learn about so many different things. $2,500 for a weekend, or $5,000 for a weekend, or $25,000 for 5 days. Most people can't afford that. But that's the only reason why it's worth it to some of these guys and girls that, they're very, very successul, and they're loaded with the real rigors of business, so they teach you their trade secrets. Those trade secrets are worth millions. You're not learning from a professor. You're learning from people that are really out there doing it and doing big business. And I thought, I'm the result of development programs. Because my father was a mixed martial artist, taught karate for the mixed martial arts for 43 years. He was an LA County sheriff. His dad raised him to be a wallpaper hanger, so he never learned how to work with his hands. He told me if I wanted to put food on the table, I needed to work with my hands, so I became a tile setter and a general contractor and a cabinet contractor, and because I wanted to make sure that I wouldn't, I would always be able to provide for myself, for my family. And so I wasn't until somebody that was worth a lot of money came in and said, let me give you my thoughts. Let me give you my thoughts. And so I know that when I come here and I talk about Viseo and I talk about network marketing, my pitch is a lot different than others because I don't do rah-rah. I don't do emotionalism. I don't do hype. I don't do manipulation. Because I remember growing up and people saying, hey, you got to come to my house. We're gonna have a party. And before I knew it, there was a bunch of guys with ties and everything and suits, and I felt bamboozled. Right? This is network marketing. Why didn't you tell me? Right?
The whiteboard.
Yeah, the whiteboard. Well, I got one of those right here.
Don't break it out.
So, but that's what, right? Drawing circles on a whiteboard and feeling that way, but you didn't know it. You didn't know it was going to be a pitch. And I look at it now, and I just think they didn't know how to communicate the brand from a business perspective. Okay, and here's another thing. I'm trying to find common ground with everybody in the room here, because there's a real reason why all of us don't like network marketing or did not like network marketing, because of the way it was pitched. I've always felt like, because I used to deal with a lot of venture capitalists and money, right? I didn't use banks. I used investor money. When we would go on and build out a commercial property and do all that, you had to have vision for all of that. If the power of the deal was that good, the easiest thing in the world to get was what? Money. If the idea was so good, the easiest thing in the world was money. To be able to get was money. Even with Kiyosaki, he would say, if your business deal is so good, they're not looking at you for security. When you're doing a $20 million job or a $50 million, apartment, deal, and you're putting a whole commercial development together, the bank is not looking at you anymore. You can't afford to pay for it. They're looking at the development. Can it pan out? They already know. They're seeing the deal and how it pencils out, and they already know whether they're going to provide the money or not. But so if something is so good, then people should come to you, right? So why do we make our friends feel hunted and beg them to buy our products and to do all that? I don't believe in that. I can tell you, I've never done that in my career in 12 years. And one of the reasons was this. When Down went into retirement from Monaby, and I went to another company, I couldn't just go and take my $20 million a year business and take me somewhere else, because I'd get sued, right? They don't want me to take a $20 million a year distribution business, right? So it forced me to have to build organically. And so what was a struggle for me taught me how to bring people to me. Because when people feel like they've discovered you, they're going to do what you're doing. And if the way you articulate it, if your message has rich content, it draws people to you, and they're going to go, hey, what are you doing? What is this? I've never heard anybody talk about network marketing like this. Okay? And so what I did was I started to, I didn't have video. Facebook didn't have video at the time, so I would have to put rich content on my wall. And it wouldn't be post after post after post, because we all hate that, right? Right, buy my stuff, try it, this is the best, we're the best compliment, everything. It's always the best when you're in it, right? It's the best compensation plan ever. So we've all seen that, and we've all felt the negative effects like that we just hit the unfriend button. Right? And I'm guilty about it, I've done it myself. But so how will the world ever know how powerful this is unless you can understand it and communicate it from a business perspective? That's where Overcome Nation came in. Now, for those that have, thought, is there anybody in the room that thinks network marketing is a pyramid? Be honest, come on.
It's a what?
A pyramid?
Pyramid.
Yeah, okay. So I had heard people talk about this before, and I'm not going to go into the whole pyramid, what's a pyramid and all this, but I knew at 16 years old, because I started my own businesses at 17, I knew at 16 years old that if I worked for somebody else, they could fire me whenever they wanted to. They could demote me whenever they wanted to. They could cut my pay whenever they want to. You get very little pay raises in a year. You get very little vacation time in a year. That's a lot of control for your boss, right? You only get paid when you work. You don't get paid when you don't work, so it's not residual. You don't have a system. You are the system. You're getting taxed at the highest percentage because you collect a W-2 and you don't have any write-offs. You're your boss's write-off, but you don't have them. And all the people above you are the ones that get wealthy and you don't. So to me, that was an obvious pyramid. Because I can't make more money than my boss or the person that hired me. I'm never going to make more money than the vice president or the CEO. So that felt like too much control. And my thoughts were, if I have to work that hard, who should be the boss? If I have to work that hard, I'm going to be the boss, right? And so that's probably because I had a hard-working father that at least owned he owned businesses. So I thought, I became what I heard in the house, and so it wasn't so scary to start a business for me, is what I'm saying, right? But when I was exposed, after doing that for so many years, I had money and no time. And if you want to find out whether you own your business or not, just leave for a month. Do we have any business owners here? Right? Okay. So it was really difficult for me to go on vacation for a month. And what I discovered is, I'm the system. So when I go on vacation, the system goes with me, and I don't get paid. Or not as much as I would if I was there. Employees don't work as hard when you're gone, right? Nobody cares for the customer as well as you do. I mean, you know, the theme song for a small business owner would probably be, you know, I did it my way. and you can't delegate that responsibility because they don't do it like you would. And as I looked around, as I began to become financially educated, I started to see that, wow, here I am, just kind of like I'm a contractor, and you know, I didn't have any real education, no professional education, but I found that, you know who was in the same boat I was? Doctors. Physicians were in that place. Attorneys were. People that went to school, professional schools to get highly educated, fell in the same category. Their businesses owned them, just like me. And so it was really eye-opening as I began to learn systems, right? I call it the philosophy of the rich, because the systems will do that for you, because the system never gets tired. The system never goes to sleep. And then you look around today and you look at those Ubers and the Airbnbs and all of that. And do you know that 30 years ago, the Fortune 500 companies, 80% of their assets were hard assets, meaning brick and mortar. 80%, and only 20% were intangible, you know, royalties, intellectual properties, things we're making money out of nothing. Okay? Well, now, do you know it's completely flipped? It's completely flipped. So now the Fortune 500 companies, 80% are intangible assets. Digital information, selling online, products and services, intellectual properties, things like that, air rights, all of that. 80% and only 20% are brick and mortar. Locations, people, equipment, things like that. So the world is changing. And so what's happening more and more is that what the people we used to make fun of years and years ago were way ahead of their time, because this fits right in, right? Viseo has done 49 million in their first 11 months. I mean, we have small business owners in the room. What would it take for you to make for your business to produce $49 million in its first 11 months? How can that be done? It's the power of networks. It's the power of people communicating an industry, communicating a brand. It's having products that are phenomenal. Here's another thing that I see from a business perspective in Viseo, is that all 6 of their products have nothing to do with each other, which is what you want. You want it to fan out. Much of the world struggles with sleep. We have one of the best sleep products. Much of the world struggles with energy. You know. Much of the world struggles with energy, right? We have an energy product. Most of the world don't even really understand the power of antioxidants. Antioxidants are so important in the body. Do you know that in the 1950s you could get the daily RDA intake of vitamin A by consuming 2 peaches? Now you have to consume over 50 peaches to get the same amount. That's phenomenal. You could have, in the 1950s, a serving and a half of fruit would give you your antioxidants for the day. Now you have to do 9.5 servings of fruit. I mean, how many in this room have had 9.5 servings of fruit today? Come on. Right? Why are antioxidants important? Because your body is suffering from oxidative stress on a daily basis. You know when you cut an apple open and you lay it open and it turns brown? That's oxidation. That's what's happening in our bodies every single day. Antioxidants are really the main, they address all the free radicals in your body, keep yourself healthy. Why is that important? Because without them, your body suffers long-term inflammation, and almost all sickness and disease is linked to long-term inflammation in the body, right? So wellness products are really important. We have a product for the brain. It's a complete meal for the brain, total brain health. We have all these products that for all the different organs of the body, and the brain controls it all. But you don't see enough. You don't see enough products that really give brain nutrition. Our sleep product is powerful. Right? And it's because it's not just about sleep. It's about getting you in a deep REM. It calms you. It puts you to sleep. And most people don't know that when you're in a deep REM, it's the only time your brain is able to detoxify and get rid of all the heavy metals that cause Parkinson's disease and Alzheimer's and things like that. Right? These are all most of us didn't know this. I wouldn't know it if I didn't do the research. or had somebody teach me. But ignorance about a thing causes poverty. Ignorance about a thing causes cardiovascular disease. Ignorance about a thing can be devastating to you. A little bit of knowledge can stretch your life, stretch your income, can change everything, which is overall what I'm sharing here about the development program that we have, that we point at Viseo. Our weight loss product is about to go viral. Our V-Slim is amazing what's happening. People are losing weight. They're not changing their diets. It's all healthy. It's phenomenal. And it makes people want to maybe change just a little bit. Maybe do a little bit more walking, right? They start having a little bit more energy. My friend Matt, I have known Matt. He's a $500,000 a year earner in another business with me. He established that in 138 days. Phenomenal. He's a real estate broker. And he had a network. But he's always struggled with weight since I've known him. And now from the V-Slim, he's lost 37 pounds. And I hadn't seen him. He was in Fresno, and I saw him at our regional event. And it's like his whole countenance has changed. It's like he's got life on him. He's got hope. He's running around and doing stuff now. And he still hasn't reached his goal yet, but he feels good. He feels confident. He is everything. It's amazing what happens when you begin to feel well. And our products make you feel well because you're getting 90% absorption. You cannot get that in any other supplement out there, you guys. Right? And we have some physicians in here, and they will tell you that most physicians don't get involved in supplements because they understand that there's a lack of absorption in the supplement market. They know that. And all Viseo did was take liposome technology, which has been used in pharmaceutical products since the 1960s. That's what they know and trust. And we took that and put it in a supplement. And now when you consume it, it's working. It's effective. Our multivitamin it's the best multivitamin in the world. That multivitamin, it has all your phytonutrients from fruit, all your phytonutrients from vegetables. It has all your omegas. It has 16 aminos in it. It has all your essential minerals in it. It's probiotic. It's gluten-free. This product is phenomenal. And this is a $300 product for $64.95. Some of the best-known products in the world are like $150, $120 for every 2 weeks. Ours is $64.95, and it's better than all of them, and it's enzyme-driven, right? This is a phenomenal, phenomenal product. And there's a short little story about it because when the formulator put it together, and there's a video for every product, when Tracy put this together, Dallin wanted him to put a multivitamin together that would be better than everything, and he goes, what's the price point? He goes, I don't want to talk about price point. I want you to take a product. I want you to make the best multivitamin in the world. And Tracy's known throughout the world. He's through Asia and everywhere. He's been all over the world formulating products. And he said, we'll deal with the monetary side afterwards. And that's exactly what he did. And then when we were in Cancun, they send you on crazy cool vacations for free and all that. We were in Cancun, and they wanted us to take a vote on what the price point should be because we could easily sell that for $120, right? And we were about to take a vote on it, and Dallin said, "No, you know what? We're not going to take a vote. I already know what I'm going to do." And we're like, "What are you going to do?" And he said, we're going to sell it for $64.95. We're going to do that. I want 1 million people to have this product. I want this product to be the one where we have 1 million customers, right? USANA has a multivitamin that has 1 million customers, and ours is way better than that, right? Impacting people. That's where Dallin's heart is, okay? So this is where I'm at, and this is why I'm here. If you're willing to learn a skill, if you're willing to learn how to increase your income. Let me just ask you this. Most of the people that say no to network marketing are the people that need it the most. And they always say no. Why do they say no? Because there's a fear of the unknown. Because social fear, right? But I find it ironic because I spent my adult career learning about cash flowing assets and income producing assets and buying properties and all that, and it costs hundreds of thousands of dollars to buy real estate, in some cases of millions. And you know, I would ask people, because the way of wealth is to have a cash flowing asset, as many as you can, right? A system, right? And if you know, we don't have a show of hands, but when I ask you, how many of you actually have, if I told you to list your assets on a piece of paper like you're going after a loan, most people would put their house as an asset, right? When your house is actually a liability. It's the bank's asset because you're paying for it. If you want to find out who owns your house, don't pay the bank for 3 months and you'll find out. Okay. So why is it a liability? Because if you can't work and you can't pay that bill, right, then they take it away from you. But if you had that house and you put a renter in there, and now they're paying for it, and maybe it's $1,500 a month and you rent it out for $2,000 a month, now it's what? Now it's a cash flowing asset that's positive cash flow, $500 a month. Okay? If you have CDs, right, that's a liability, right? But if you rent them out and somebody else is paying for them and you're making money on it, now you started out as a liability, now it's an asset, a cash flowing asset, right? So if you were to think in your mind, anyone in this room, do you have one or two assets, cash flowing assets in your life? Most people in the United States don't have one. They don't even have one. And so what do? We work for 40 years with hope that we have enough money in the bank for retirement, 401k, or a pension plan, right? And this is where, when your old age, you're like, what did I do with the strength of my hands? When I had the power to make good decisions, when I had the power and the energy to make it work. Now I'm old, I don't have my health. How am I going to do that now? You have to rely on your mind. If you're good to your mind, if you take care of your mind will take care of you. You're much smarter than you think. You're a learning machine. What's the difference between a rich person and you, a multi-millionaire than you? The only difference is they're using their mind. They're putting themselves in the fire. They're learning how to build a cash flowing asset, right? And here's my point. Most people that say no, they don't even know what a cash flowing asset is. They don't know what an asset is. Oh, it's my jewelry. Oh, well, it's my car. Oh, it's my house. Or it's something else. No, it's none of those. A liability takes money out of your pocket. An asset puts money in your pocket. It's very, very simple. So when I stepped into network marketing, I thought, I can help people develop a cash flowing asset, an income producing asset. I can buy an asset in real estate, or I can build an asset in network marketing. And it has much less risk. If you were to go, I want to buy a rental property. Do you know what you'd have to spend to buy that property? And then you have a renter. I made similar mistakes when I bought a single family residence, and I thought, I'm going to rent it out. Even if it was $80 positive cash flow, I don't care. At least it's not an alligator. It's not taking money out of my pocket, right? Right? And I put a renter in there. I'm so happy. And then 1 month they couldn't pay the rent, and I'm behind for the whole year.
Or the roof caves in.
Right?
The water heater.
Yeah. And you got to have a credit card for doing that, and you go into that debt if you're not ready for it. Then I thought, okay, multi-units. I'll do multi-units, right? And then the risk gets higher. The demand for knowledge gets higher. You better, or have a management team in there. What I'm saying is, it takes a great deal of money to purchase a cash flowing asset. You make money when you buy, not when you sell. It's where so many people in real estate got themselves in trouble. They bought at the top expecting it to be worth more and more and more. Then when the market fell out, they bought the house for $500 and now it was worth $300, upside down. They thought that's a cash flowing asset. It's not. If you buy a house for $200,000 and it increases in value and it's worth $300, you're like, well, I have $100,000 in equity. That's still not considered a cash flowing asset. Why? Because the market can change. That's invisible money, right? Even if you borrow against it, your mortgage gets higher. So cash flowing assets actually produce cash flow, a pipeline of cash flow. And so the reason why I'm so passionate about Viseo and network marketing is I don't know of a better vehicle that you can step into for $500 or $1,500 and have the pride of ownership and have a business and to learn a skill, right? If I teach 2 people to do what I'm doing, then I've duplicated myself twice. If they go out and teach 2 people, I've duplicated myself 6 times, right? Before you know it, you have 2 goes to 4, goes to 8, goes to 16, 32, 64, 128, 256. If each person just gets 1 person apiece a month, 1 apiece a month, that's 512 people that you have in your network with 1 a month. Right? When I was a kid, I never paid attention to that. You know, if you get a penny and it doubles every day, I'm like, that's stupid. Right? Now I get it. Now I'm like, I want to say that everywhere, right? So, but here's the thing. It's called leverage, okay? If you have, let's just say, 9 months, 1 person getting 1, you have 512 people. If 512 people work 1 hour a day, how many hours are you logging? 512 hours a day. Right? What happens if the next month when they get 1? 1,024. Leverage. What if they do work 2 hours? Look at the leverage of hours. I'm still putting out the same 1 hour or 2 hours, but gaining the leverage of 500 to 1,000 hours. This is what people saw many, many, many years ago. Okay? Well, Rick, that's a pyramid. See, you're the only one making money. No. Any one of those people, because of a compensation plan, the way it is, any one of those people can build a larger organization than you can, and they can pass you up an income. And that's what your friends don't know. They're looking at it in structure, but they don't know it in compensation. They don't know the business plan. They haven't taken the time to look at it. 82,000 people in Monavie got in before I did. How did I pass all but 12 up? I got in 2 years later, 82,000 people. They were all above me. How did I pass them up in income? Because of the pay structure. I just kept saying, no, I'm going to come to you with the language of business. I'm going to teach you how to make money. I can't be wealthy unless I teach you to be wealthy, and you to be wealthy, and you to be wealthy, right? And I went out there and I wouldn't change my mind, and I wouldn't change the subject. And I didn't go after anyone, and I didn't go after everyone, and I didn't beg anyone to go after the business. I selectively went after people that had influence or ambition. If they had ambition, if they were fired up, I knew I can work with somebody who has ambition. I can teach them to help. I can teach them to overcome their fears. I can teach them how to shut out the world and to go through. I can teach them, like, when, there's one thing I say, I was raised in the church, and 12 years of Bible school, 9 years on the mission field in the Middle East. And I found that in the Christian community, or in the church community, so to speak, every time I saw people hit a wall, they were like, oh, God said no. God said no. Every time they hit an obstacle, I couldn't understand it. I've been told no my whole life. Right? But as I read the Bible, I saw that there were so many amazing pillars of the faith, right? The Abrahams of the Bible, and the Moseses, and the Josephs, and all of the amazing, men of the Bible, the Davids. They all were met with major obstacles that held them back. And God used them to push through. And life is like that, and business is like that. And I can tell you that wisdom comes to you from the pain of experience. If you want wisdom, you got to go through some fire. All right? Wisdom about a thing. You think everybody in this room has a story, something that broke you, something that affected you, something that crushed your spirit or crushed your mind, or a heartbreak or a setback, right? And when you lived through it, and you saw a friend that was dealing with it, you were the best friend that they had at that point, right? Because you could teach them or talk to them about a situation that you lived out. You're like, listen, honey, I know, I've been through it. This is what you do. This is what I did. You're going to be okay. I know in this chapter you don't feel like you're going to be able to do it, but guess what? You're crossing over. You're going into the promised land. It gets better. You're going to be stronger. You're going to have more wisdom. You're going to be more effective. You're going to be able to carry more weight. You're going to be able to really, really move and shake and move stuff. The more stuff you've been through, it seems that you can move stuff because you get stronger. It's the only way to get strong. You have a spiritual might, you have a mental might, you have an emotional might, and you have a financial might, and you have a physical might. Those 5 strengths are so key to be effective. It's not just about the money, right? In fact, if it's just about the money, it's not going to work for you. Because what happens is, and here's another trade secret. This is that little hidden door of humility that I discovered along the way. If you really want to help people to have success, you have to build that relationship and you have to mean it. You have to really want to see them through to make $500 a month or $500 a day or $5,000 a week or whatever. It gets higher and higher and higher. It gets ridiculous, right? But you have to see them through. You have to be a good teacher. And once you delight yourself in that, the prosperity begins to find you. Because as your team prospers, so do you. And I heard this many years ago when they would talk about it. They say, if you help enough people get what they want, you'll get everything you want. And I found that to be true. But I will also say this. I didn't like, and just like in any other field, I didn't like some of the 6- and 7-figure earners that I ran across, that it became blatantly obvious that they were in it for the money. And those people, they're like the shooting stars. They make all the money and everybody goes, ooh, ah, just like a shooting star. And then what happens? It burns out. Right? The teachers, the ones that are in it, your heart's in it. I mean, can you honestly say, in the job that you're in right now or the thing that you're doing right now, are you passionate about it? Because I heard a long time ago that if you fall in love with what you do, you'll never work another day in your life. And if you're walking out your purpose or your call in life, it doesn't feel like work at all. You know, the foundation of Overcome Nation is this very thing. And I think this is probably one of the other trade secrets that I have. When people want to pick my team apart and figure out why we're so cohesive, we were so unified, and why we continue to grow and our retention is so high, is that I believe with all my heart, everybody has a call, a destiny, and a purpose. I believe with all my heart that you've been made for purpose, by purpose, and on purpose. And that becomes a foundation for you to realize that you're not here by chance. And some people may struggle with it in the beginning, but it doesn't matter. I'm not trying to push, faith or religion or anything like that. But once there's something significant that happens when you realize that I'm supposed to be here. Because now you feel like you're cooperating, I'll say, you're cooperating with heaven. Or the powers that be, if you want to explain it away, however you want to say it. Once you realize, like, I'm supposed to be here, right? 6.5 billion people in the world, none of them have your fingerprints. You're unique. You have your own imagination, you have your own strength, you have your own call, you have your own purpose, you have your own destiny. You can do it. You're a learning machine. Nobody can do what you can do. Everybody is unique. And once you get a hold of that and you're like, it's not a no. It's a yes. But the only way I'm going to learn is to push through. Is there somebody that'll walk through that jungle with me? Is there somebody that will go, listen, I've been here before. This is what you're going to feel. This is what it looks like. You're going to be okay. I'm going to show you how to do it. That's called mentorship. Mark Zuckerberg had a mentor. Warren Buffett had a mentor. Richard Branson had a mentor. Right? Steve Jobs, had all these people had mentors. And most of them didn't even go to college. Most of them were dropouts. Right? But they had this pull of the future on them. Right? If you feel just a little spark of entrepreneurship, or a little spark of like, what am I doing? I remember when I was in middle school, I knew that I was called to do something great. And then heartbreak and heartache and setbacks reduced me and reduced me and reduced me. And now I just feel like I'm supposed to settle. That was me at 33 years old when that guy showed up into my life. Settle. I had a great love of being on the mission field and doing that. And he taught me how to do business too. And then it started a 9-year chapter where I was able to go around the world and preach the gospel, obey what was written in my heart. And nobody had to pay for it. I paid for it. Because I dared to dream. I dared to invest in myself. Somebody came along, like my parents said, Ricky, you can do anything you want with your mind if you put your mind to it. All of those things my mom said before she died, all of that stuff. I still believe it today. I'm still teaching today. Mental strength, emotional strength, physical strength, spiritual strength, financial strength. Those 5 key strengths make you very impactful to the people around you. Look at the people in your life right now. It's said to me that I learned this, and I've heard it from different from the faith world, from the business world, and all of that. And they go, if the people around you are slipping and falling, you're probably not impacting their lives very much. But if the people around you are learning and growing and believing in themselves, and they feel better when they're around you, or after they've been with you, than they did when they walked in, then you're probably impacting their lives. And every single one of us have that ability to do that, to tap in, right? To tap into greatness, to tap into that thing that's calling you, make that pull of the future that's putting a demand on your life. And you can't outrun it. It's going to gnaw at your spirit. It's going to gnaw at your soul. And it may not even be Viseo, guys. Okay? I'm not here. Listen to me, okay? I want you to understand something. I don't care if you get involved with Viseo. I'm here to help you build your business, but I want you to understand something. Whatever you do, walk out your call. Walk out your purpose. Leave people better than when you found them. For this works for me. This is why my team is effective. This is why the things that I share will gravitate to some and not gravitate to others. Some of the stuff that I do and some of the stuff that I share, she will say to you, and many people that watch me, right, as I teach 3 nights a week, either the stuff that I say to you is going to provoke you so much to change and become more effective, or you're going to get mad and walk away. Either way, that's okay. That means my message may not be for you. Your message you may belong somewhere else to do something else. But what I'm trying to do is bring in people that I can help so they can go and impact their families, impact your communities, impact the world if that's what you want. If you've ever been a person who's like, I feel like a global call. I've always felt that. A global call, I didn't know what it was going to be. Right? Network marketing has allowed me to really do 2 things very well. Teach people the power of business, how to become wealthy in their bank account, but how to be wealthy in their heart, in their mind, in their spirit, in their soul. It's given me the ability to do both. Right? That's why I'm here. Okay? That's the overall reason. And that's why my team continues to grow. That's why they give the way they give. And they're paying for well after well after well. Because we're tapping in. We're tapping into a biblical principle of how to prosper. You reap what you sow, right? My whole life people go, well, when you do something wrong, the whole family goes, well, you reap what you sow, right? They're the first one, right? What about when you sow good things? There's a harvest that comes back to you with a word, with money, with building friendships, sowing seeds of goodness, right? You're going to get a harvest of goodness, right? I fell in love with network marketing because you're giving to people, and as you give, there's a harvest of everything that you're giving, right? I fell in love with it because, Jesus was probably the best network. He started with 12 and now the whole world. Right? Right? And so for me, it resonated with my DNA, right? And it may not be. I know I could be over the top for a lot of people, right? But I only know one way of doing this business. If you're going to do it, make it global. I'm here to teach you I'm not here to teach you how to make $500 a month. You can if you want. The training that I teach is $1 million training. It's multi-million. I'm training at people to make millions. But it doesn't start with that. I'm training up people to impact the nations, right? Globally. The world is the size of your phone right now. The world is right here. It's not so large anymore. You'll see as you travel. It's so small. I was flying back home a couple of weeks ago. I was looking up into the stars, and it was a really clear night, and I could see all the stars when I was coming over the mountains. And I suddenly felt like, God, there's such a big world out there. Look at all the stars and the galaxy and all that. Man, I'm not doing anything like I'm supposed to do. Here I've been raging the earth as hard as I can. For 20 years I've been through ministry and business, right? All over the world. And I feel like I haven't done anything yet. There's so much out there for you to go and see. For your children to go and see the Colosseum, or go to the pyramids, or see the Mona Lisa for the first time. Experience things, right? Tropical places all over the world. Some of you have never even left San Antonio. And there's a whole world that's out there. All it takes is for you to dare to dream. I used to say this all the time. I'm almost done, you guys, so don't worry. It's only going to be about 2.5 more hours. I'm almost done, sir. I am. Give me 5 more minutes. My mentor brought me to a place where he got me to dare to dream. Because I was the person that said, if it's so simple, why isn't everybody doing it? And I saw people that looked like they had money and they were broke. And then I saw people that didn't look like they had money and they were rich. The world was so abstract, it was so opposite to me. Right? And then as I started learning the art of how to make money and not have to leave, to do it from your home. And all my friends came to my house. I had all my friends that I grew up with. Right? I was living in Palm Desert, California, but I was raised in like the Irvine area and in that area. And I had mass amount of success. I was never filthy rich. Never have I been filthy rich. But I will say that December 8th of 1998, I made my first $40,000 check. Everything changed for me. The banks treated me different. My friends treated me different. Everybody wanted a loan, right? And all of a sudden I was freaked out that I was going to lose it. Then I was freaked out because I wanted to be, how could I do it again? December 8th of 1998. By October 29th of 1999, I had $1 million and I had $3 million in real estate, almost $3 million in real estate. And I continued to build through that. But it was also the real estate boom. The trend is your friend. We're in a 1 to 3 year trend right now in Viseo. Nobody knows this company yet. We've done over 49 million in sales. That's powerful. Okay? That's what you want in network marketing. You want to be the first one to the market. You want to be the first one to share it. Right? First one to market. You want to be the first one to share with a community, a state, a country, or the globe. In network marketing, that's what you want. Traditional business, nobody knows your name, you're in trouble. Network marketing, nobody knows your name, and you have momentum. It's the best thing that could happen for you. Okay? So I invite my friends over, and I'm all excited because I've been doing diamonds and gemstones. I have 2,200 carats in my vault of diamonds and gemstones and all of this, right? And because my mentor taught me how to import, right, from different countries and all that, and I was buying real estate and doing land development down the street, and all my closest friends, this is my bros, right? They come to see my house. I went from literally having like a Toyota pickup truck with big old 44-inch tires, right? Not owning anything in a rinky-dink condo. To all of a sudden, I have this. At that time, it was a $500,000 home, but it was on a 1-acre parcel of land, and I had put a few $100,000 in it and built these walls, and I have granite lions, and it was all medieval gate. Right? Because I've always wanted to live in a castle. Always wanted to live in a castle, right? And so my buddies come out, and I'm like, I want to help my friends. I want to help them to be rich. I want them to be rich. Like, we're doing this, right? And they came in, and they're like, dude, no way. What is this? Are you selling drugs? What is wrong with you? I'm like, what are you talking about? I just sat here. I showed them. So I go, hold on one second. I go to my vault. I come out, and I take, there's rubies, diamonds, sapphires, emeralds, right? And, when you see that many, that much of it, it looks like marbles. It loses all effect, right? It doesn't look the same. Like if you just show one ruby or one diamond, everybody's like, ooh. But you show, if the table's covered with it, they're just like, those are not real, right? It has a weird effect. It was anticlimactic for me too. But here's my thing. So I was telling them I have the 20-acre parcel down the street. I have a 489-acre parcel that's down there. I'll take you to go see it, right? I have this house here. You see these 3 other houses? All of them? I have all 3. I have this house and I have all 3 of these. I own them. I'm selling those. And they're like, Rick, I just don't understand with you, man. You make it sound like, you make it sound like if it's so easy, everyone can do it. He goes, no, that's what they said. They said, if it's so easy, how come everybody isn't doing it? And I sat at the end of my table and I thought, it was a real question. And I thought, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know why nobody's doing it. I don't know why people aren't going after their dreams. I don't know why 73,000 cars get off at this exit and all of that land nobody purchased, but I showed up and did deals with them and made it happen. I don't know why 73,000 people that got off of that exit a day never bothered to call that dirt, because to them all they saw was dirt. And my mentor said, Rick, it's not dirt. It's a hotel, right? It's a commercial property. It's half-acre lots. It's 3/4-acre lots. It's custom homes. It's part of it is all frontage with commercial properties. Gave me that imagination. Started to see the vision, right? I don't know. I don't know why people don't build their network marketing business. I don't know why people quit. I don't know why people don't see when you see somebody like myself talking about real business without any of the hype and the other emotionalism and how everybody's going to get rich, but real education and really trying to help you to see, right? You have to see. I don't know why they don't do it. Guess what? None of my buddies that I grew up with, stepped into real estate with me, never did a gem deal with me, never did anything. They all can see they were safer. They felt more safe in their corporate jobs working for somebody else. And they were happy for me for a while, right? But I continued to grow and grow and grow. Some people can see it. Some people don't. Some people see it and they're afraid to do it. And that's something that we have to talk about. But some people can't ignore that pull of the future. They can't ignore the spark. What would another $2,000 a month do for you? What would $5,000 a month do for you? If you were making $10,000 a month, could you walk away from your job? What if you had money and time? Many people have money and no time. Small business owners like myself. A whole lot of people have time and no money. What if you had both? What if you had both? And I'll say this in closing. If I didn't already say this, stop me if I already have. If I made if I did $20,000 in my contracting business at the time, 10,000 would go to tile and grout, 5,000 would go to employees, and 5,000 would go in my pocket on average. If I make $20,000 in a week in network marketing in Viseo, I get to put it all in my pocket. And when I choose to travel, I can stay in 5-star hotels. I can eat the best food. I can be with the best people. I can build memories with that. So which expenses are more attractive? Spending it on tile and grout and giving it to employees, or having a high quality of life? Traveling with my daughter, going to places that she would never get a chance to be, meeting with wonderful people that want to build their lives, right? Having different experiences and staying at different resorts, right? All of that. If I have to have an expense, I'd rather it look like that, wouldn't you? And so I'm still reflecting on all the conversations that I had at the beginning of my career when somebody was up there in the front talking similar to this about their experiences, and I didn't really truly understand the power of it until now. Their quality of life was amazing, and everybody has I believe that many people have beautiful qualities of life, right? I'm not knocking that, because everybody has that. But if that's a desire in your heart, do something about it. If you don't have a cash flowing asset, do something about it. If you can afford to go spend $100,000 and start a business, do something about it. But if you have $500 or $1,500 and you want to start and learn a skill, you're not going to work. You can't do this as a hobby. Hobbies cost you money. Good businesses put money in your pocket. Hobbies take money out of your pocket. But if you're willing to learn a skill, get educated, right, and really learn something that they don't teach us in school, then you have that right here with very little risk. You're going to have a mental challenge, an emotional challenge. People are going to go, why are you doing that? Oh, they got you. Oh, honey, I can't believe you did it. Right? All that stuff. Believe me, I've seen it all, faced it all, experienced it all. I was always the guy in the back of the room with a scowl and my arms folded. Okay?
I know you.
Yeah. Yeah, you know. Yes, for the years you've been in this industry, you do. But I will say that no one had ever talked to me like I'm talking to you about business. Real business. And that's your way out. That's your exit strategy. That's your way of escape. There's never been a time like the present, like what we have in the world today, to be able to reach the globe the way we can with Viseo. Healthy, giving people the ability to be healthy and wealthy at the same time, and giving them time freedom. You have all of that right here. All right? So, thanks for having me out. I hope something changed on the inside of you. And I will see you soon.
Say bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, guys.